Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode on the True Derp channel. Today I'll be attempting to survive in my new hardcore world. This is episode 1, if you're coming from a later episode. Remember, I have a bunch of plans for this, and there are 2 more episodes already coming on the way. Remember to like and subscribe with notifications on, as it helps my small channel grow. So, without further ado, let's hop into this amazing adventure. So let's saddle up, grab your pistols, saddle up, let's go. Yeehaw! Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the first ever episode of the Hardcore series. This is my third attempt trying to survive in Hardcore mode. I usually would die to very dumb and random things, as you saw in that one YouTube short. Today, I'm doing a voiceover because I forgot to record audio when I was actually playing this. And yeah, so let me know if you like the voiceover type videos, because this is certainly easier than trying to commentate in the moment. So, but with a small reminder, if you do enjoy the video, please remember to like and subscribe, because my channel is really small, but it's growing fast, and it'd be really useful for you to do those things, as it pushes my video through the algorithm and gets me more views. Therefore, I have more encouragement to bring these great videos to you. After grabbing a wooden pickaxe, I mined some cobblestone, and I used my normal rule of thumb. Always mine in the beginning of your world 16 cobblestone. It's not very specific of a number, but it lets you craft a stone pickaxe, a stone axe, and a stone sword, along with a furnace, without having to mine too much extra. I threw out my wooden pickaxe, but decided it might be cool to keep as some sort of trophy as at the beginning of the world of the first pickaxe, in case this world ever does go far. It's a really cool thing to have the first tool, to get the first pieces of stone and start the real adventure. I was just crafting some stone tools here pretty slowly. I promise I'll get faster at crafting as I learn the different mechanics of Java, and also once I learn that there's a recipe book, which I don't think happens this episode. It cuts to me killing a horse, because if you can see, it didn't for some reason record the part of me taming a horse, but I need leather for a saddle. So there's a little scared by the skeleton here. He actually kind of freaked me out. I didn't see him at first. But if you're wondering why their bows and crossbows in this video are going to be white, it's because of my texture pack. They're inspired after the soul crossbows and bows from the Minecraft Dungeons spinoff. So that's a little neat thing. If you have any other texture ideas, I could probably make a video explaining what website I use and how to make custom texture packs. If y'all want to, just leave a comment in the comment section about what texture pack I should make, and if you'd like to see more texture packs. So actually, the reason I was very happy about finding this horse is, you'll see him in a second, he's the exact same color and type of horse that is my channel's mascot. His name is Howdy. He is used at the beginning of every video, and probably you saw him at the beginning of this video. So I really wanted to tame him because, it's just nice to have a horse. Saves on food, as you don't lose hunger while riding horses. And yeah. What was I gonna say next? Sorry there, I accidentally muted my mic. So I went up there to tame my horse, Howdy. I can't promise he survives throughout the entire series, but I will say up to the date that I'm recording this voiceover, he is still alive. So, but I can't promise anything else, as I plan to go on some pretty crazy adventures with him. It cuts to a village. Me and Howdy almost died here, but we survived. We both survived the creeper explosion. I had to run to the nearest village before I could start recording again, and I slept. I was able to gather a lot of hay here and food. I couldn't find the iron golem for some reason. I looked around the village a little bit off camera and just didn't see him at all. So I mostly just stole all of their food and used it to heal both me and Howdy, along with Philip, along with it functions as the main food source throughout the entirety of this episode were stolen hay bales. I did notice something in Java one thing I noticed that's a huge difference between Java and Bedrock is on Bedrock Edition passive and hostile mobs spawn more, but on Java they spawn a lot less, but they spawn in really large like herds. So I don't know. It was just a little feature parody thing that it's kind of weird how mob spawning works between the two. I fed Howdy his wheat and I made the rest into bread for myself. So I promise I've figured out the recipe book exists at one point, but actually it cuts here to another village that was not that far from the original village I was at. You can actually, I think, might be able to see it. Maybe you can't. But this second village, I was actually able to get some more hay bales and find the iron golem. So I got some free iron. If you don't know how to fight golems, I will explain when we get there. But basically, I just rode around with Howdy and I chopped up all their hay bales to turn them into wheat and bread. Here's the iron golem. If you don't know, the best way to kill an iron golem is to get it to be angry at you. Like so. I missed because I'm nervous. Wow, botched it a third time. There we go, bud. So like so, and then pillar up 3 blocks because then you're out of its reach. Meaning it will just come towards you and you can stare at you while you beat it to death with whatever weapon you choose. I think, if I'm correct, the sword is faster than the axe, even though the axe does more damage. But yeah, I got, I think like 6 or 5, I think I got like 4 iron. Here it cuts to, I found a ruined portal, which was pretty cool. I got a gold block from it because I was digging around for the chest that I genuinely never found. I don't know if it generated without one or if I just couldn't find it while digging around. Someone let me know in the comment section if you know why it generated without a chest, if you so please. So right here I found, while digging for the chest, I found a golden block under the grass, which was a pretty lucky find. I'm planning on using that for some golden apples when it comes to curing villagers later. Not this episode. This episode, probably from reading the title, you figured out was about mining and getting iron. So I have some pretty big plans for this world, but it's just the basics today. I found a 3rd village again and got more hay bales, but this one was a little more special in what lied inside of it. So I gathered the hay bales because, you know, food is food. You can never run out of it, especially in hardcore mode, as you can starve to death. But one of the villagers happened to sell, let's see if I find him. Yeah, over here. One of the librarian sold a really cheap Fortune 3 book. And I thought it would be really useful to have a Fortune 3 book, as tripling my mining resources is just, like, that's just good for everyone. I tried to trap him in a hole, but I failed. So I just went to the bed of the villager, and it was not nighttime, so. I did notice there was a farmer villager as well. I planned on staying here for a couple days to get, like, the fortune book, but I actually figured out that the farmer villager happened to buy wheat for 1 emerald. So, judging how I just stole all of their hay bales, each hay bale is 9 wheat, meaning I was able to basically turn all my hay into wheat and sell it to the farmer villager for enough emeralds to get the fortune book, which is really good. Why does it do that? I was able to I was trying to figure out, because someone let me know in the comments how you do this. I saw a video where Mod Swamp was crafting, or not crafting, but buying things from a villager really, really fast. If anyone knows how to do that, I was trying to figure out what buttons to press to do that, but, I went and sold some books from the librarian villager, from the librarian villager's house, and kind of just paused here. I think I was talking to my friends on a Discord call because what else am I supposed to do? I already messed up on recording audio, so I just went through the entire session without audio. I think for the next couple sessions I went without audio because I forgot to let Metal record my sound. So, oops, won't happen again, unless once again you guys like this form of content. It appears that I'm finally back and moving again. I got back to the librarian villager and purchased the Fortune 3 book, and then it cuts to the main part of today's episode, the caves. Here we go. Why didn't the skeleton go to the disco? He had no body to dance with. What is the guest's favorite country? The Netherlands. Can I like just speed this up in editing, or maybe I'll cut this part out. This is so uh what kind of music do players listen to? Bedrock and that one's not even funny. This that got me through 10 pieces or 20 pieces of iron, but you already clicked on the video, meaning you're here to stay. Why are zombies excellent at soccer? They love scoring gas. Okay, these aren't even funny anymore. That doesn't make sense at all. Like I did, it was a play on goals, but gas and a goal doesn't sound anything alike. This is the last time I'm using AI to generate jokes. Why did the Enderman cross the road? He didn't. He just teleported. That one was actually kind of funny. I'll give it to that. What's a creep? I'm not reading that one. Why do people love iron golems? They are very metal. I don't understand what that even is supposed to mean. How much more of this do we have? Oh, 30. Oh. How do you know if a spider is online? It leaves a website. That doesn't make remotely sense. What did the stone block say to the pickaxe? Stop breaking my heart. Uh, oh, I've run out of jokes. This. I mean, I don't know if you could even call these jokes in the first place. These aren't funny whatsoever. I guess I can ask for more. What is a villager's favorite sports car? A Lamborghini. You know what? I'm just gonna try to freestyle one. This clearly isn't that funny. It probably lost all viewer attention in the last 3 minutes alone. Um, hmm, hmm. What did the glowberry say to the axolotl? I light up your light. That doesn't make sense. Okay, we're going back to AI generated jokes, ladies and gentlemen. What do you call a this? What do you call a magic wolf? A labracadabrador? Why can't an ender dragon use a map? Because she always loses her beginnings in the end. That oh, bearings. That's actually kind of good. I might have to write that one down. Why do lazy players wear what do lazy players wear to bed? Mine pajamas. That doesn't even make sense. What is a mine pajama? If you haven't laughed yet, I completely understand. Uh, why does a skeleton buy a cell phone? To send a telebone messages. That's kind of. Please let this iron smelt any faster. What did the blaze say to the player? You cracked me up, but I'm on fire. That. You know what? You guys can sit in silence and stare at the next 9 iron that smells, because I'm not doing this anymore. Just please, even if you just have a pit, subscribe. finally getting back after a hard day's work. Here you go, Howdy. I said, here you go, Howdy. Well, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for making it to the end of the video. We had some rough bumps that here and there, especially with that baby zombie and that horrible comedy show. But thank you for sticking around to the end and finishing the video off. Please remember, if you enjoyed, to like the video and subscribe, as it helps my small channel grow. And without further ado, have a good night, or good morning, or whatever time you're watching this. Just have a good one. Bye.